Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. Last week I did a video. It was called Drama. You guys seem to really like it. I had a lot of comments, a lot of views, and most importantly, I think it did the job it was set out to do. You know, some guy does a video on me, I responded to it. I counted all his points with mature logical arguments and went away, thinking to myself, yeah, you did a good job there, Mark, well done. It's one of the few vids of mine that I actually watched and thought, yeah, this isn't too bad. 5 days later, the subject of that video, Korbaz 21, has finally responded to me. It took fucking ages. You can have a life all you like and everything, but 5 days, come on. So, shall we go through the points that you've tried to counter? Now, before we go into the points, you talked for 4 minutes about that I never said or else you said do this video on me, and I said that you said do a video on me or else. But I didn't really mean it was or else. It was you said you've got till Friday to do this vid or I'll do this video. So it was sort of or else, was it not? You waffle about that my vid was. You say that my vid. You moan that my vid was 20 minutes long. This video, ladies and gentlemen, that Korbaz has uploaded is 40 minutes long, yeah, and that is after editing. There's a lot of jump cuts on this vid, which means there was more waffle that's been trimmed out of it to make it 40 minutes long. And you're like, right, so why are you saying that? Do you just want to make yourself look stupid, from the get-go, or is that just me? So, you waffle on about me going away, and you've mentioned that I lied about it. You say it was a crock of shit. And it's like, right, okay. Apparently I've got a lack of creativity because I didn't do the original vid on Korbaz 21. As I said on my vid, what would I say? I have been threatened by this guy, and this is me doing my response. Apparently I should have said that I don't like him, which would have been pointless, because I don't, I've got no problem with this guy whatsoever. I should have said that I don't like his vids, but like I say, I've only seen 2. The 10 reasons why I'm better than Wrestling Jesus and 10 reasons why I'm better than Johnny Thunder. They're the 2 Korbaz vids I'd seen before this, before I'd seen any of these. So, I thought they were ridiculous. I mean, would you have liked that? I have been threatened by a guy to do a vid on him. So here's my vid. Hi guys, some guy's done a vid on me. I don't like him. Which isn't true, but I should probably say that. Oh, and he did a vid on Wrestling Jesus saying, these are 10 reasons I don't like wrestling. I'm better than Wrestling Jesus. Reason number 2, you don't like Randy Orton. And it's no wonder Wrestling Jesus probably looked at this vid and went, and got on with his life. That's just me. You say I'm not mature because I wrestle with kids, which is, we talked about that in the last vid, did we not? We talked about all of that point, and you're still going on about that, and you say, we'll talk about that in a minute, so there's more wrestling with kids that I never did to come, apparently. Yay! Oh, you say it's bullcrap that you are trying to get famous off other shooters. You are. You wouldn't do... you wouldn't do 10 reasons why I'm better than Johnny Thunder if you didn't want people to, if you didn't want either Johnny Thunder to respond or people to see it and go and try and defend Johnny Thunder. That gets you views. That's what you're trying to do. If you weren't trying to get views, you wouldn't be on YouTube. That's a fact. That's why we all do this. We don't just do this for the fun of it, do we? If we did, we'd just make a video and watch it back. If you don't want views, you would literally just film a vid like I'm doing now, then play it back to yourself and go, yeah, that was really entertaining. You want people to see it. You put it in a public domain, do you not? Fuck me. So, the points. So, point 4. Point 1, sorry, was a 4-pointer. It was. If I remember, let me get this right. It was. You've got better hair than me, you're better looking than me, you've got a more stable life, and you've got a better looking girlfriend. So, first things first, is the hair. You compare my... This makes no sense at all. You compare my dreadlocks to diarrhea. You say that someone took diarrhea on my hair 2 years ago and I haven't washed it. Now, I'm sure there's logic in there somewhere. There might be a tiny grain of logic in there, but I'm just too blinkered to see it. I have dreadlocks. I like having dreadlocks. See, this sounds like deja vu to the last video. I have dreadlocks. I enjoy having dreadlocks. The people in my life like my dreadlocks. Therefore, your opinion's irrelevant. Ha! What could we say? You called Lisa a cum ducket again. We'll talk about that in a minute. Second one. was you're better looking, right? Now you say that the reason that you call me, they say that I'm ugly, and this, logic again, just like, hey, logic, launch out the window, Apparently, YouTube is visual. Now I've never realised this. I'm watching a vid, and basically, the best looking people, this is Korbaz logic, not mine, please bear with me. Korbaz logic goes that the best looking people have the most subscribers. He claims he is better than me because he's better looking than me. I have nearly 2,000 subscribers. He's got less than 200. No logic at all. If you're so good looking, Korbaz, why don't you have more subs than me? Why don't you get more views than me? Just a thought. This isn't a criticism to the guy himself, but I don't think anyone would consider RH Styles a particularly good-looking guy. Would you? But that man has over 5,000 subscribers. Do you not think people watch the wrestling videos, wrestling reviews because they like the person's style, for example? I don't think anyone's got a similar style to mine, but I know that not many people have got the same style as RH Styles, etc., etc., etc. I don't think it's because they think they're informative, they think they're funny. I watch Wrestling Jesus' videos because he's an informed fan who makes me laugh. People seem to like my videos, so they choose to watch them. I don't think anyone here, if you are, please say so down below. Are you watching this video now because of how I look? Alright, you tell Korbaz. It's all good me saying, Korbaz, you're talking shite, but if the people down here say so, that's a different matter, isn't it? Apparently I'm a slave. Oh yeah, the next one, sorry. The stable life thing. Now I said to you, how on earth have I not got a stable life? Apparently, I don't have a stable life because 10 minutes before I left to go on vacation, I checked my YouTube account. Now, let's just talk about this one again, because I never said that. I said that I got an email. What I did is I checked my emails. I was all packed, ready to go, just waiting for Lisa to faff around how women do. And I thought, right, fuck it. While my computer's on, I'll check my emails. Checking my emails, literally ready to click off. Just click my computer off. My email buzzer goes, do, as it does. And it's like, you have it, you have mail, sort of thing. It's like, right, while I'm here, check it. You have a new message from YouTube. Go on to YouTube, check the message. I don't have a stable life because I checked an email. Now, if I was a fucking crack addict, then I understand why I don't have a stable life because I steal off my parents to get money to buy my next hit. That's not having a stable life, but me checking an email means I don't have a stable life? Come on, Korbaz, this is why I was saying you're scraping the barrel, because you haven't got anything. Right, one of the things that happened in the Wrestling Jesus versus Sarcastic Venom feud, Rob brought up a point, which was, Wrestling Jesus knows nothing about my personal / social life outside of what you see on this box. And that's exactly the same point here. You don't know anything about me in the same way that I can't say anything about your social / personal life, Korbaz, because I know nothing about it. I admit that I like to consider myself that little bit more accessible than your average shooter. In times past, I would accept anyone on Facebook who said, I'd watch your wrestling videos. I don't do that now. I've deleted all of them, every single one. I don't accept friend requests from people I don't know, because I figured that Facebook is more for people that you know instead of some guy who watches your vids. That's not to say I don't appreciate people watching my vids. It's just that just because you watch my vids doesn't mean that I want to be friends with you. I'm sure you can understand that. What you're seeing right here is completely different to the Marc P off camera. I'm completely different. I'm so shy. It's unreal. If me and you went out for a beer, right? I promise you this, I wouldn't say a fucking word because I would be so fucking shy that literally you'd be sat there after it going, that Marc P is really different to how he comes across in his vids. Lastly, you say I'm a slave to my subscribers. You say that if someone asks me to do something, I do it. Now, Korbaz, I'm going to have some examples from you from this one, because I can't think of any time where I've done that at all. Or on this channel, should we say, back in the day, maybe, but that was back in the day. This channel is 18 months old, is it not? 16 months old. So no, it's 18. Sorry, it's 18 months old. So you find me account. You think on this account, the times where I've done that, and maybe you're right. Well, lastly, girlfriend. Pictures. I said, because I said, right. It's an opinion versus opinion thing. Korbaz can't grasp that. That's just too clever for him. So he has to keep going on about it. And he basically he starts going on something that I just don't get. He says that I was moaning that people put pictures of my girlfriend online. And the thing is, I don't remember moaning about it. I just mentioned it. And I was mentioning it because what I was saying is that if the people wanted to see what my girlfriend looks like, there's pictures of her out there. But you're then saying that I'm an idiot for that, and that you protect your girlfriend's privacy by not showing her pictures. The thing is, Korbaz, what I don't understand is why even bring this up at all? I mean, you said, right, my girlfriend is better looking than yours. And then you go on the defensive saying I wouldn't show pictures of my girlfriend. So it's like I say, it makes me think to myself, why do that? I mean, I'm sorry if I keep mentioning this, it's just because it's been a recent feud and it was quite a big one. Wrestling Jesus, Sarcastic Venom. Yeah, I like Wrestling Jesus a lot, but I do genuinely believe that Wrestling Jesus went too far when he started criticising Rob's girlfriend, because there's no need for it. You know, I'm not ever going to come online, I hope, and come online and say your girlfriend, your boyfriend is a complete arsehole and is ugly as shit. Why? Because I'm not that type of guy. Why do you have to lower it that far, Korbaz? You just make yourself look stupid at the end of the day. You know, if you believe that your girlfriend is hotter than my girlfriend, it's literally a good for you, alright? It's opinion. I said this before. There's no reason to mention it again. You couldn't grasp that. That makes you the fool. Backyarding. You compare backyarding to being a junkie, which is an interesting one. Apparently I've always got the itch to go and have another match. And so despite saying that I don't ever want to wrestle again, and the fact that I've turned down 3 matches this year, one of which was, you know, in a proper full-size ring, you know, I turned that down because I don't ever want to wrestle again. Apparently, you guarantee that I'll wrestle again. Interesting, that one, isn't it? Apparently I'm a Korbaz fanboy, though, like I say, I've watched 4. I've watched 4 of your videos. Well, 7 if you count this 3-part. You know, I mean, apparently I don't care how old someone is that I wrestle, as long as, but then you go off on one about how I've, you know, because I said I don't care, which I don't. It doesn't matter to me how old you are, you know. But apparently that means that I don't care if they get injured, which are completely different things, because in wrestling, the first thing you're taught is to protect your opponent at all times. So you never actually want to hurt your opponent. If, though, an accident happens, if I injure someone, it's their fault as much as it is mine. Why is it their fault? Because they agreed to wrestle me. Wrestling is dangerous, be it backyard, professional, even amateur. If you're going to do something like that, you've got to go into it with the, you know, with the open mind of knowing that if something goes wrong, something goes wrong. You can't blame someone for it. I'm pretty certain that Johnny Magnum, when he got super kicked and the guy broke his jaw with a super kick, I'm pretty certain Johnny Magnum wasn't raging about it when he got back from the hospital. You know, he wasn't. I'm sure as heck that the guy he did it to is friends to him to this day. I could have crippled Extreme Dave, and I admit that. You know, I fucked up. You know, the fact that I'm still on speaking terms with Dave, the fact that I spoke to him the next day to make sure he was alright, you know, it's, I think that shows that I care. I only ever injured one guy. I had loads of matches. I had loads and loads and loads and loads of matches. You mentioned kids again. You mentioned kids. You say that I wrestle with kids. Now, did we not make this one perfectly clear before? Kids, plural. Korbaz, sorry, I know you're not the cleverest guy. Plural, it means more than one. Kids. Yeah, that means there was more than one kid. I told you I wrestled PS2 Peter. Didn't have an issue with that. Yeah, who are these other children that I alleged to have been wrestling? You say that, see, this is a classic troll thing to say, that no one in UBW was trained. And it's like, but we all were, apart from PS2 Peter, who went and got trained with RWL. You know? I mean, you know, you point to nothing. Apparently no one cares about my backyarding. That's obvious, isn't it? No fucker ever watched it. As soon as UBW was taken off YouTube, people stopped watching it because it just wasn't available. That's obvious that people didn't care, but some people did, and that's the thing. You can't say no one, because that implies literally not a single person cared about UBW. But we had lots of. I mean, our average view count was 1,400 views per vid. And bearing in mind that a show would have 5 parts, so some fucker was watching them, you know. You know, I wouldn't ever watch my matches because I don't think they're very good, so it wasn't me. I would do the commentary and then that's it. I wouldn't watch them again if I could help it. Apparently, I don't like it, the truth being told, and I call it trolling. And the fact is, that's bollocks. I've got no problem when people tell the truth, if it's the truth. You fucking idiots. Next, flagging. This one's an interesting one. Apparently, there's no logical reason for this, for you know, putting a copyright claim in that someone stole your video. You know, he said, "Oh man, it's so funny." He's put up the video. I got it flagged down, obviously flagged. So he's put it up 3 times on a spare account. And this is the point, Korbaz. You don't seem to get it, do you? You will put it up, yeah, again, good for you, but you'll only put it up on a fake spare account. You won't put the video, one of my videos, on your main channel. Therefore, you've learnt, have you not? You won't do it again, will you? So you've learnt. You've learnt from your mistake and you won't do it again, like a good little boy. Hey. Apparently I cry like a little kid about, you know, him using my vid. It's not like that. It's one rule for all. It's not just for Korbaz, it's everyone. Ask your friend Casper's Feet. Oh wait, you can't, because I got his account shut down. You know, because he uploaded 3 of my vids. 3 copyright forms went in. Next thing you know, the channel's gone. You know, ask your friend him about it. You know, it's everyone. Everyone, unless they have permission, everyone. I did it because I don't like your vid. Well, I don't like your vid, but I got it cut. Again, this is ridiculous. I got it flagged because you used my vid. It's simple. Don't use the vid and I won't flag it down. I don't just flag people just because I don't like them. Jesus Christ, I flag a lot of people's vids if that was the case. You say, oh yeah, here's an interesting one. This is from a guy who claims to be smart. He says that he doesn't understand the shooter of the year. You know, I didn't vote for you, was his comment. Now here's the thing, Korbaz. I'd like you to search for a channel. It's called Black Cat Feline. They have instantly 1,400 subscribers, a lot more than you. They did the YWC Awards. Lots of people voted for me to be shooter of the year, so I won. That's how voting works, Korbaz. Nice and slow for you. People vote, and the person who gets the most votes, they're the winner. Oh yes. People voted for me to be shooter of the year, an honour I find truly humbling, because I don't think I wouldn't have voted for myself. Way better shooters out there than me. I won that. That's why I'm shooter of the year. Ha! Anything else about the flagging? Oh, apparently I'm subscribed to T-Slay. He's the most boring man alive, apparently. And the fact that I still call Korbaz's vids boring. I mean, Jesus Christ, have you not watched this latest video? It's 40 minutes of waffle that could be condensed into a 5-minute vid. It's horrible vid. It's so long-winded and there isn't actually any point to it. It just goes on and on and on. Now, like I say, first to admit, my vids are long. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Lastly, here's an interesting point. That my 10 years ago vids are pointless. Right? Okay, what we'll do, I'll do a deal, Korbaz. I'll admit, my vids are pointless. Alright? My 10 years ago vids do not have point. Alright? Saying that, neither do any of your vids. They're pointless. Yeah? Neither are truth plays or spinning nets. Anyone, their all vids are pointless. Why? Because their whole point is to be entertainment. That's the point of my videos. I want to entertain the people. When I do a review, I want it to be entertaining. I don't want it to be, this guy beat this guy, it was good. That's crap. That's the majority of the YWC. I set myself, I don't want to do that. I want to be entertaining. If entertaining is pointless, or entertainment is pointless, Korbaz, that means that every film you've ever watched in your life is pointless. What does it achieve? All it's doing is entertaining you. Therefore, by your logic, it's pointless. Every sports show that you've ever watched was, again, pointless. You see? Everything that you've done in your life is pointless. Think about it. What do you need to do in life? You need to eat, you need to have shelter, and you need to have warmth. Those 3 things are your needs. Everything else, oh my God, is pointless. It's completely pointless. You driving to work is pointless. It doesn't achieve anything, does it? No. It has no point. You know? Ridiculous. You admit that you were wrong about me watching wrestling since 2000. That's all good. But you don't acknowledge why you said that in the first place, or just because you're a barefaced liar. You know, you've proven that this weekend. You put on your channel, you know, new vid coming tonight, and then the next day it's not there because you lie to your subscribers. Why you would do this, I don't know. But you also you say that you're smarter than me at wrestling. Now, the first thing my first reaction to that is good for you. But the second one is how? How are you better than me at wrestling? I've got a very good wrestling knowledge, but I don't trumpet that fact to everyone. I don't go around saying I'm the fucking best. Why? Because I know more about wrestling than this guy. You're just like, and? That's the reaction. You're smarter at wrestling than me. Good for you. If that's the case. Again, this is one of those things, how do you prove it? The only way to prove it would be a test. The only way to have that said test would be face to face. Why? Because you could ask me a question, and as long as I don't have a time limit for that question, I go on Wikipedia and I put it in, there we go. You can do the same thing. So there's, excuse me, there is no way of being right or wrong. You know, you can't have a wrestling knowledge test on the internet. It's too easy to cheat. You know? How would I know that you're not cheating? How would you know that I'm not cheating? Simple. You know? Ridiculous. That's 30 minutes of the vid, by the way. Oh, not long though. We've just got one little last bit. It's just about, yeah, of course, the scraping the barrel, which was my hospitalisation vid. Your problem is not that you weren't trying to mock my cluster headaches. Oh no. Apparently you were trying to expose me because I was a grown man making a video to be uploaded onto YouTube when I was quite ill. Now, I've said before that I regret doing this. I shouldn't have done it. But at the same time, my reasoning being was, you're not allowed to take mobile phones into hospitals in England. So I sort of had to sneak the camera in, did the vid, and basically asked Lisa to put it online for me. Why? It was as simple as, my parents watch my vids. And I can't contact them and say, I'm unconscious in hospital. So I thought to show it's if my mum gets a text message from Lisa saying Mark in hospital, she's probably in panic, isn't she? But if she goes online and she sees my video, she sees her little boy, in a dressing gown attached to a heart monitor that keeps stopping because it did. Go watch the video; it's fucking brilliant. Yeah, the heartbeat, do do do, and you're like, yeah, I've just died again. I think I died like 4 times in a 3-minute vid, something like that. It's funny. Anyway, so that's why I did it. It was years ago. Get over it. I have. It was 2009, Korbaz. It's 2011 now. Why don't next time you do a vid, instead of responding to my points, because come on, there's nothing you can say to this. Why don't you find some new points? Why don't you find something new? Instead of just going over old shit from 2 years ago. Apparently I was trying to gather sympathy because of my illnesses and trying to make you look like the bad guy. Well, I'm not the one who sat there dissing you for going into hospital. You tell a story about you having panic attacks. Now, I would never dream of doing a video and mentioning on the video how bad, I would laugh at you essentially for having panic attacks. I'm the opposite. I feel sorry for you, Korbaz. If you'll be going into hospital because you're having panic attacks, that's some serious shit. I hope you're not having them anymore. I'm not the type of dickhead who can come online and diss someone for that. You do. You don't need me to make you look like the bad guy. You've done it yourself. Oh, and lastly, the last point. We've got one last one. The hospitalisation vid is still online, you say. Now, I'll tell you why the hospitalisation vid is still online. The hospitalisation vid is still online because it was on my old account. The Marc Pearson 101 account, to be precise. That account was suspended long ago, was it not? So naturally I lost the vid. So if it's still online, great, that's good. You say if I piss you off, you'll spread it around more. So here's my challenge to you, Korbaz. Seeing as I don't have it on my channel, go and spread it around and see what happens. See what happens if you spread it about. Because I guarantee you, if you put it on your channel, it will be pulled down within a day. Because I don't have it on my channel, but I know a way I can get it pulled down. Nah, it's on my channel. It's set to private. I've got every vid that I've ever made that Picture the scene, yeah? Hater uploads one of my old vids off my old channel. Nothing I can do about it, yeah? It was like, shit, he's got it, I haven't. So what do? I use VDownloader, rip that vid, put it on my channel, set it as private. If someone uploads it again, yeah, I'm sat there ready to pounce, go bam, gone. That's how Casper's feet got taken down. He uploaded 3 videos. He started going, you see, I'm going to upload videos that aren't on Marc's channel. He goes looking through them, looking for these videos when they're not there. They are there. How many videos do you think I've got online, Korbaz? Here's a deal for you. It's probably close to 300, isn't it? Yeah, it's more like 330 I've actually got online. So many set to private, just in case. If you ever upload any UBW footage anywhere, you know, on YouTube, it'll be gone. I guarantee it, because all my matches are online. Set to private. I've got so many vids, just in case any of you fuckers ever try to do that to me again. You know, any of you trolls try to upload one of my vids, like, nope, not having that, this one's mine. Copyright. 7 points, easy as that, Korbaz. Nighty night.